we are starting now. And so, hello.
Hello.
And we are at the Black Women and Femmes Health Fair here in Live Oak Park. And we're supporting Theater and the production of the play Femmes, which is going to be going on later today and for a few more days. And we have one of our wonderful practitioners here who's here to share her experience, strength, and hope with women of color. And I'm going to let her introduce herself. And please tell us why you're here.
Sure. My name is Ella Ofori, and I'm a mental health therapist. I thought it was important to come out today to support women and femmes and their well-being in general, not just physical health. A lot of times there's a lot of focus on physical health and not the mental and spiritual aspects as well, which is also is important.
Can you say something about the particular walk of Black women and femmes of color? What are the additional challenges for that brand of humanity?
I mean, it's vast. Especially in this country, we are having to deal with, very gendered, oppression, and not just from, white folks and light folks, but also with the intersections too of, class and, race and skin tone and, so what I found in my practice, many Black and femme and non-binary folks that we're struggling in our families, in our roles that we're made and forced into as daughters and sisters and mothers that may not really fully encapsulate all that we are and can be. And then as soon as we walk out our doors, we're also dealing with what society is kind of pushing on us. So it's just a lot of pressure, and so I try to show up and help folks navigate all of that, because it's just a lot to exist.
Exactly. Just being alive on the planet.
Just being alive on a planet and dealing with all the intergenerational trauma, stuff that we see in our own families, day to day, that we're trying to shift and change, and even dealing with the political climate that we're also dealing with in the United States.
And certainly folks being targeted for not being in the quote-unquote binary.
Yeah.
Folks having a target there and then being Black on top of that.
Right.
The additional stressors.
Right.
What type of psychotherapy do you offer? What type of therapy do you offer?
So I practice in a very relational way. So I'm not like the type of therapist you might see on TV, where it's kind of blank slate and you lay on the couch and you just say whatever comes to mind. It's like a conversation.
Yeah.
A lot of if you're interested in modalities, I usually utilize narrative therapy.
Explain what that is.
Sure. So narrative therapy, in its the way it's taught, it was taught by a white person, but the thing is that narrative therapy I think is the closest thing to what we as Black folks do naturally. We talk.
Healing conversations.
Healing conversation, absolutely. So everybody has a story, and we have stories that we tell ourselves. And the beautiful thing about living our lives is that our stories are still in the process of being written.
Yeah.
So what I try to do is allow people to have the space to really examine that story and determine what outcomes they want to be, to look at the past and think, is that actually how the story unfolded, or is that just one storyline, and how all these things come back together, so the integration of those things. So I found narrative to be really supportive and intuitive way to work with folks and folks to do their own work. So it's been amazing in that respect.
That sounds wonderful. Do you mind telling folks where your practice is located, and do you want to share a website or a phone number?
Sure, yeah. So I see folks out of two offices. So one of my offices is right on the lake, 614 Grand Avenue, right near the SF Fitness. I know, right?
That's a great office space. Good for you.
And then my other office space is at 66 and Telegraph. So it's 6536 Telegraph Avenue. Is right across the street from the White Horse Bar.
Excellent. Do you have a website and a phone number?
Yeah, so you can find me me at www.ellaofori.com. So that's ELLAO, F as in Frank, ORI.com. And you can give me a call too at 484-483-6375.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the work you do.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.